Yes, Enneagram groups. So yeah, if you can sit with your group members, that would be great.
I would have never would have that connection until you said it right now.
I think I have more confidence. Yeah.
I didn't know it was like. Yeah.
Now I can do.
I can see someone. Yeah.
I just kind of found this from like
I think you're like, I don't know. I was like,
This is
yeah.
So
They were heard of presentation.
support that came out.
Like, yeah, like, okay.
Yeah, I asked them whether we can use it, and they said we need to use Zoom to use that to record, but there should be a way to use it for broadcast. So they wanted to do some research on that. Yeah, if you can take some.
Maybe because it's a two part. Yeah, it's kind of, I would understand.
I'm sorry.
I have calls until 1:20, so I just don't need calls for an hour and a half.
Well, no, I know, but like they're like, I can understand what you're saying. Like an alternative but it's like, I feel like everyone has the same yeah. No, I don't want to. Like, it has to be, that's why I'm like talking.
I will.
I'm just staying inside. This weekend, I'm staying inside. I'm just gonna do it. Like, get ahead on that. Did the buses last night, like going to the gym, it was completely packed. Like my friend got left behind. I was the last one on the bus, so. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Excuse me. I'm going to call some names. Just raise your hand. And if you can come to me, please. Omar, Afifi. Okay. Mahmoud. Okay. Naif. Salman. Fahad Al-Qahtani. Seen.
Alima, what's the last name?
Grace. Seen. He's the only one here. Clather. Okay. Grayson. Okay. Toby. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right. Again, as for the study, and thank you for those ones who signed up for or volunteered to be in the study group. And my actually desire and hope is that everyone to participate in the study, because we will use the same instruction approach other than giving half of the students access to AI tools that we developed for this group. So what I want to know and what we'd like to know is whether AI tools really help your outcome related to this class. For example, what we aim to improve include, for example, hopeful career state, and also human agency, and your decision making related to quality employment in the future. So we will use some of those measures. And in general, what I've seen is that if you go through this class, you will have an improved level of those competencies or psychological state. So I've been doing it over the last maybe 15 years or so. So statistically speaking, you will be at a different level, class-wide. So there may be some individual differences, but what I'm really curious is whether if we use AI, whether that will change or not. I'm not really sure, because this class has been effective in increasing those competencies already, but I'm not really sure. But in order to run the class, run the study, experimental study, we need to have a certain level of number of people, at least 80 participating in this study. So at this point, we have 53. So if you haven't completed this survey on the left-hand side, and gave us your consent to participate and complete this survey, I really encourage you to complete the survey, and that will also give you 5% additional credit, bonus credit. Okay, so if you can do so even during the class meeting, class session, that'll be great. So I will be okay with that if you work on your phone for this one, because this is really important, because without this, we really cannot make progress with the study, but we can still make progress with the class, but it's kind of tied together. So I encourage you to consider this opportunity. And let's see. Yeah, I need to go back. All right. So now I assume that you are ready to present. Oops. Okay, so we will start with type 8. Type 8s, raise your hand. So yeah, please come to the front as announced. Who will be the...
We're all presenting, so
Oh,
we're just
wow.
gonna pass like the mic back and forth.
You can have 2 of these.
That right?
And somebody will drive the mouse. Can someone be the clicker?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, okay.
I think so.
Okay. Give them hands. Yeah, welcome.
Okay, so we're type 8 and we're considered the challengers or the leaders. What we like or value is communication, striving to be our best, being a role model and looked up to, being independent, overcoming hardships, efficiency, and being a leader. So what we dislike is not being in control, looked down on, being ridiculed and not getting things done, and falling behind, and then lack of common sense.
So our hobbies are like going to the gym / like being active, and then listening to music, shopping, and socializing, and just being around in general. Then our strengths are we are very motivated, we tend to be organized, we're ambitious, and we like to overcome hardships. We like taking accountability, talking, and trying new things.
And then our challenges are like silence. Sometimes we're a little too honest. We overstep. And then when people break our boundaries, and then when we're not in control, and we're also a little impatient.
So can you go back? Let me ask you some questions. How important is for others to keep your boundary, or not impeding your boundary?
Anyone want to answer?
I guess we set a strict line, and because I'd assume we want things done a certain way. If people step over that line or mess up, I guess how we want to do things, then it causes problems with us, frustration.
Yeah. So among those 9 types, type 8s probably have highest level of anger. So if they are angry, they tend to express their anger furiously. And sometimes, let's say, there are gut types, body types, like 891. Raise your hand if you're 891. Those body types deal with anger constantly, But how you deal with anger is a bit different. So eights express their anger. They don't like to hold those anger within themselves. But but type nines, raise your hand. Yeah, you tend to hold the anger first, but it's a bit different when you deal with your family members. Yeah, you express your anger to your family members, but not your friends or other people usually. Do you agree? And type ones, raise your hand. Type ones, interestingly, they are angry at themselves first because they have very high standards and try to keep the standards, and they try to do their best. And after that, but things don't go don't go very well. But if it's in a team project or team situation, then if people don't keep up with them, they get angry at them after they make the best, their best. Agree? So, and type nines, yeah. So let's say type nines are known to be a leader and charismatic leader, and they their interests, they really like the word power, and they want to dominate and control people and situations. So those are some of the characteristics of eight, and there are upsides and downsides. So what are some of the pros of having this personality? And also, they are really good protectors. So they value their boundaries, all right? And if people are in their boundaries, then they try to protect them as much as possible, usually. But if they feel, if there are people outside of boundary, then sometimes they are kind of enemies. They are in trouble sometimes. But so what question did I pose to them? I forgot. Yeah, how important is keeping the boundary? I asked the question, right? So you said very important. So what happens if somebody try to do something to your people or to your thing?
It's just like we would call them out, not let them get away with it.
Yeah.
We're very front forward with what we're saying.
Yeah. You are not afraid of confronting with people, right? Okay, so, all right. And what else? What are some challenges you feel as kind of a leader type?
For me, I'm like exec in a few different orgs. I don't like not being in charge.
Mm-hmm.
I like making decisions for myself and then kind of hearing the group, but I'm like advocating for my decision the most, I think.
Yeah.
Biggest thing for me.
Okay. Okay, and they value justice. Do you agree? Justice is important, but sometimes that justice in their terms, right? So, for example, there is a popular movie in Korea. I forgot the title of the movie, but there was a very strong character in the movie, and there is another maybe colleague or subordinate, and the boss type pointed at the sky and demanded the other person to say, yeah, the color of the sky is red. Yeah, color of the sky is red, and he wanted to convince this person to follow that and believe in the fact that the sky is red. Anyway, so that's kind of a representation of some dysfunctional eight. I'm hoping that they are not dysfunctional, but in Enneagram, there are different levels. There are different levels of development or growth. So those ones who are at very low level, yeah, they do those. But if you are at a higher level, regardless of your type, you wouldn't see that they are actually that type because they embrace some other types' strength and so on. So, yeah, that's one more thing to wanted to add. And what's if you look at the Enneagram the diagram, what's the development direction of type 8? So it's to look at the opposite direction of the arrow. Maybe you can Google, but do you remember what's the opposite direction? So that's, let's see, type 2. Opposite direction of type 8 is type 2. So type 2s are known to be helpers. And because their image is I'm strong. They don't want to show their vulnerability to others. But type 2s, raise your hand. Yeah. If they come across as highly kind, then they're afraid of the kind action to be perceived as weak. So that's kind of some of the struggles that type 8s have. But if type 8s can embrace type 2's strength, then they can be in a better situation. That's something to keep in mind. You can keep going.
Okay, our last slide is just our symbol. I think it like represents like communication, critical thinking skills, and just being a leader amongst other people. So yeah.
So who are type 8 in the picture?
Probably the person standing on.
And looking. Okay. Standing above something and or okay, cool, great. Maybe that's it. That was enough. Thank you. Yeah, type 9s. Yeah, give them hands. Welcome. Would you, try? Yeah, right.
Okay. Hi, everybody. We're type 9. So what we like reset time alone when we're overwhelmed, overstimulated. We just like to have some time by ourselves. But we also enjoy quality time with others. That's really important to us. And then also time with family and friends.
And things we dislike are unnecessary confrontations or like arguments with people, small talk. This is mostly like meeting new people, I would say, and being disrespected by others, which I would say.
Can you stay there? So here, although type 8s and 9s are in the same like body type, body center, type 8s are not afraid of confrontation. Confronting others, but type 9s are a bit different. You saw the difference? So they don't like any confrontations. And their central desire is to be peaceful. They seek peaceful moments and peace of mind. And a symbol for type 9s is, what is it? Pigeon. So the symbol of peace. Let's see. And so can you explain why you think you try to avoid confrontations? To be honest, right? So you can be honest.
Probably just the reason you said. We just like to avoid confrontation. We value relationships, and we don't want sorry.
You can interrupt.
We value relationships. We don't really want to do anything to harm our relationships with other people. So we like to avoid confrontation so we don't have to have arguments.
Right. And if there are fights around you, would that bother you? Does that bother you?
Probably, yes. But there can be times where we accept it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And type 9s sometimes become a really good mediator because they don't like fights and
so we like to resolve it as soon as possible.
Yeah, in a peaceful way, right?
It happens.
Yeah. If you're agentic, you will be in that way. Sometimes type 9s may detach themselves from that situation, depending on your inclinations.
So do types typically, are they better at the things that
or the problems that they face. Like, for example, you may face like difficulty communicating something because you don't want to hurt them. So do you develop very good ways of like telling people their that you have a problem without like being confrontational?
Well, at that point, we just kind of have to accept confrontation because at the end of the day, confrontation is unavoidable.
I would say in the moment. So, I mean, I'll use like one of my experiences as an example. Like if my friends are arguing, for example, I would say usually I get most upset with my friends arguing with each other rather than someone directly getting mad at me. And I usually try to break that up, but usually after maybe like a couple days, I would try to figure out what went wrong and like talk to them like individually is something that I'd say has happened.
I feel like I can match people's vibes easily. So like I know how I would want to resolve something if it ever came to that.
Type 9s are really good at assimilating themselves to a certain situation, and also it can be object or animal. So type 9s, many people feel that you are heard by type 9s because they can accept many things, many situations and so on. And also they can talk to trees and they can talk to cows. I don't know. So that's some people because yeah, they can be those people or objects and so on. So that's one of the greatest strengths that type 9s have, because type 9s can understand your positions, their positions. You will feel that you are accepted if you are around a type 9. But sometimes if they get tired again, still their first priority is for their peaceful mind, right? So the assimilation is when they want to try, but if they need their space, they just want to be alone, and they can be detached from anything. So you can keep going.
So some of our hobbies include some like artistic practices, watching shows or like consuming entertainment that kind of like distracts us, or like outdoor activities. And that's kind of with like the strengths too, like being open-minded to new experiences, being like really empathetic and like understanding like what other people are feeling, and then finding a middle ground, like seeing multiple perspectives and being mediators.
Some things we struggle with are like confrontations, because sometimes you want to express your grievances with someone, but you want to I guess tiptoe around them or walk on eggshells. You don't want to like say something you can't take back that they're gonna take the wrong way. You want to put it as lightly as possible. And oftentimes with that, if there's like a confrontation between two people that like have an argument, sometimes you have to choose who to side with, even if you want to be the mediator. And also one other thing we struggle with is meeting new people. We kind of like prefer to stay within our own friend group that we formed over the last couple of years instead of going out meeting new people all the time.
Because that's more comfortable, maybe, right? Yeah. So some people say that if you can sit, why do you stand? If you can lay down, why do you stand? Why do you sit? And so on. So you can keep going. So type 9s seek comfort and peace. All right. And then next.
And the symbol is a peace sign for the peacemakers. And then we also have a bird, like the pigeon, like you said. Yeah.
Okay. Any questions for type 9s? Type 9s actually do not like this type of situations, so give them big hands. All right. Thank you. Great job. And type 9's developmental direction is type 3. Yeah, you can go back. Type 3. So type 3s are success oriented. They try to find, they can find most effective ways to achieve things. So, and type 9s, because of their desire to be peaceful and comfortable, sometimes they need some challenge to achieve their desired things. So learning from type 3s would be very helpful for that. Type 1s. Yeah, there are microphones. Yeah. Give them big hands.
Okay, so our group is type 1. I guess we'll start off with some of the things that we said we value are just like teamwork, communication, preparation, like efficiency, just like good group practices and stuff like that.
Okay, I guess for as for what we don't value,
maybe move it away.
I might be type 5, so I don't know, but disorder, last minute changes, at least like weird ethical bad stuff, and not being morally correct, and like also like issues with justice and self, like basically like kind of like insecurity, where you know, wanting to be in a good place for yourself, self-disciplined, self-driven, and anything other than that is hard.
Okay, cool. Just one. Can you go back? Let's see. A nickname for type 1. There are many nicknames, but one is reformer. So they want to improve things constantly. Another one is perfectionist. They feel comfortable when things are perfect. So let's say they visited their friend's house, and there is a really nice painting in the frame, and the frame is slightly tilted. And then they go in because that bothers. They go in, they make the adjustment so that it will be straight. So have you had that experience, something like that before? The desire to correct. Yeah. Anyway, so that's very important for them. Let's move on.
And then some of the strengths are leadership, caring deeply, and effectiveness.
So for hobbies, which we updated the slides before the presentation, but it didn't show up because of presentation mode. We had a reading, just broadly, and critical analysis, which I think is an interesting one. That is like taking different forms of media and criticizing them in either a positive or a negative way. Basically, taking what you like, taking what you dislike, and sort of determining what about it works and what doesn't. Whether it be something that you can really weigh in on based on your own skill set or not. More of just taking something and seeing, okay, what's good about that? What would I change? That's enjoyable, at least for me and for some other members of this group.
And then for challenges, we struggle with adaptation. So like last minute changes are not very fun for us. And then we seek control, which is kind of a toxic way to say that, but we just like to oversee things and make sure that they're done like to the best of their ability. Or
so to make sure that everything is in order.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we're overly critical. You said that yourself. We just we can get angry, but at ourselves because maybe we're not enough or we don't feel like we're doing enough.
Yeah. Angry at yourself first.
Yes.
But but when you get into teamwork, they can get easily angry at others because they have done their part. Okay, so that's something that that's very important for you to understand that. Also, control yourself so that you can hold sometimes your anger. Go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry. There was another challenge that we added, but it's not there. We said social loafing or loofing. It's one of those things.
You don't like that.
No, not really.
Yeah,
we don't
yeah.
like when people don't really carry their weight.
Right, because type ones are like ants, like the insect. Right, so they are the most diligent type among all those nines. And seeing others social loafing or free riding is not acceptable to them. So that's painful for them. So don't do that with them. Anyway, so let's suppose that they are in the military and they are in a higher rank and they have junior soldiers. Then those soldiers are in trouble because they watch everything. They have very high standards and so on. Somehow, military culture is probably governed by type ones. Anyway, go. Okay.
And a symbol is basically a torch, so that shows that you kind of have a leadership trait, and also
Can you put?
fire burns and
Can you make close? Yeah.
okay, and also that the inside us the fire burns of basically of criticalness or something like that.
Yeah, we couldn't hear you very well, but you know it.
Yeah, we just
Okay.
talked about like at our core, we're leaders. Like we talked about being over critical or wanting control or power. And so that's at the end of the day what we are. Like a torch kind of symbol, somebody who's leading the pack, leading the group. And that's like I said, at the core, I think who type 1 people are.
Okay, great. Thank you. Let's see. Can you go back? I saw some word, a word called go back. Here, caring deeply. So my assumption is that type 1s, that one of their wings is type 2. Type 2, raise your hand. Yeah, they are known to be helpers. So most maybe gentle and kind. So because they type 1s are next to type 2s, if they want to care, they can care people very well. That's a bit of difference. Type 9s can accept people, but they do not go actively taking care of people. But if type 1s want to do that, they can. So that's a little bit of difference. Do you want to add something?
Yeah, no, I think, I mean, that you put it great yourself. Like, you know, we're able to care about, especially you talked about like in a group setting, caring about people that you're working with. And then also like you could, you know, attribute that to like passion in a way too about whatever project we're working on. Cause I mean, that kind of correlates with all the other strengths and challenges we talked about. You have a lot of passion for whatever you're working on. And yeah.
Okay, so one challenge I would add is that like type 1's development direction is type 7. Type 7s are good at developing or identifying possibilities. So if there are two types of people, like people who see the entire forest and individual woods. So type 1s are like looking at individual woods. So they pay attention to details and so on. So because of the orientation, sometimes it can be difficult for them to be creative and think big and so on. But if they are in a highly calm and positive state, they naturally move toward that direction. So you can have those. Maybe that's it. Okay, great, thank you. Yeah, I have one more thing. Sorry. So one of the greatest strength of type 1s is that they can follow through, meaning even if nobody checks on the progress, if they feel that they have to do something, they follow through, finish things. So that's one of the great things that type 1s have compared to type 7s. Type 7s are creative. I'm type 7. Type 7s are creative general, but they get energized at the beginning. They put a lot of efforts, energy into the beginning, but it's very difficult for them to follow through and finish things. So that's the contrast between type 1s and type 7s. All right. Give them hands. Type 2s, please come to the front. In the last class, we had a lot of type 2s. And in this class, we have a small number compared to last. Would you hold this? Yeah. Please welcome type 2s.
Okay, so we're type 2. We're the helpers, which it doesn't say up there, but some things that we like or value is obviously helping others and giving back, and also loyalty from others and people that we care about.
Yeah, so what we dislike is confrontation, saying no, and a lack of reassurance.
Okay. Let's stop there. So where should I begin? They are, as I mentioned, they are probably most kindest type among those 9 people, and most people-oriented type. Okay, so some types can almost live alone, although no one can live alone. But type 2s needs to be around or with people almost all the time. Is that true?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd say so.
Yeah, and even if they are alone, they try to maybe watch TV or YouTube, and they tend to talk to those people on TV or on screen, because interacting with people is very important. So that's kind of a core theme for them. But one thing that they need to know is that because of their kind gesture, people tend to take advantage of them because they extend their hands to anyone who asks for help, who seem to need their help. So have you had that experience before?
Yes.
Yeah. So because of that, they can get easily kind of hurt. Why? Why do you get so hurt by when you help people? What are some of the situations that make you feel discouraged, even if you are helping?
I mean, for me, like it brings me joy to like help other people and like be there for other people. So when people just kind of use you for that,
Right.
that sucks. That's why we had loyalty for things that you like.
if you ask them to help and in a sincere manner, they will help. So don't take advantage of that. So okay, go ahead. Next.
Okay, so what we consider our strengths are organization, empathizing with others, and connecting with others. For challenges or stuff we struggle with, asking for help or putting ourselves first, overthinking and people pleasing, and anxiety.
Great. Yeah, these are really good. So they have hard time asking for help because their identity is helper. So they are not the ones who get help. All right, and because their orientation, attention is toward others, it is very difficult for them to take care of themselves. So self-care for type 2s is very important. And also the developmental direction of type 2s is type 4. Type 4s, raise your hand. Yeah, type 4s seek uniqueness, and being themselves is very important. And type 2s are like selfless, but it will be healthy if you can be yourself. But it's difficult for you to be yourself because your identity is a helper, right? So that's kind of I wouldn't say a struggle, but it's kind of your lifetime assignment to be truly you. All right. All right. Wow.
And then this was the symbol we chose. It's kind of just a guy on the phone with multiple people at once. It kind of just represents like taking on too much that you can handle because you want to cater to everyone else. And sometimes you don't even realize that you're doing that until you just have too much on your plate.
Right. Great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Right. Thank you. Type 2s tend to make the culture of the organization, how can I say, livable, might be humane. So that's another great strength that of type 2s. All right, type 3s, please come to the front and. Okay, let's welcome them. Wow, a lot of type 3s.
Hello, we're type 3. So things that we like are success, money, knowledge, people. We just like to be around people, large crowds, and spotlight. We just need attention.
Yeah.
Some things that we don't like is like failing or like being wrong, which like we're never wrong. We're type 3. So and then we hate like wasting time or like being unproductive. And then like people that are like, I don't know, like people that just don't get the job done right. And then we don't like injustice. Like we like everybody to be pretty equal.
Yeah, let's stay there. I think you've been very honest. That's great. So type 3s, there are different nicknames. What nicknames did you pick up and what nicknames did you like most?
We were the performers.
Performers.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, performers. And another nickname is kind of a success-oriented people. So success is very important to type 3s. That the first word you put in is success. So they are almost obsessed with success because that's their theme. They want to be successful and they want to be seen as successful people. And one thing that I didn't mention is that type 2, 3, 4s are like heart type or feeling oriented types, and they are all image oriented. So the image that types 2 seek is maybe most kind people or loving individuals and so on. They want to have that image. Type 3's image that type 3 seek is success. oh, I'm the most successful person in this field or in this organization and so on. That's what they want to achieve. Here, failure, maybe being wrong, maybe to be exact, maybe, yeah. I think you put the right word, failure. So being, to be exact, being perceived as failure would be something that you really want to avoid. Yeah. And so type 3s would be, so they are highly goal-oriented and they motivate themselves very well. It's a natural energy, a natural tendency to motivate themselves. And if they have a goal, they can motivate others as well. So another nickname is motivator as a type 3. One thing to watch as a type 3 is because of desire to be perceived as a successful person, sometimes they tend to focus on kind of material things and also their appearance, or it can be outlook, something that's not core. So that's something to keep in mind. Right? So I want you to be successful at something. How can I say substantive, not just appearance, right? So type 3s can do that, right? Because type 3s can find out the most effective ways to achieve something great. But if they can target to be at the same time ethical and just and so on, then they can be a great leader. But what happens when they are in a lower level of development is that they try to fake to create successful image, like buying nice car, nice house with a lot of debt, huge debt. And so that's something that you need to really watch out for. All right. Okay, you can keep going.
All right. So for hobbies, we got self-improvement, trying new things, and socializing. Yeah, so just basically trying to better yourself, I guess, in general. So yeah, that's what we like to do most of the time.
Some of our strengths as a type 3 are networking and meeting new people. We are very goal-oriented and we like to take charge.
And some of our challenges is we tend to be a little bit perfectionist, struggling from burnout and overworking ourselves and being indecisive.
Okay, one thing that I want to share. So interestingly, Enneagram, so those ones, those types that are in the middle of each center. So type 3s are in the middle of the feeling center. So they can be empathetic, but sometimes their feeling function doesn't work very well. So that's the same for type 9s. Type 9 is in the middle of the body center. And compared to type 1s and type 8s, type 9s lack strong action. So body types are symbolized as action. And the same thing goes to type 6. Type 6, raise your hand. So type 6s are in the middle, like of type 5 and 7. Typically, type 6s are very good at utilizing your mental activity or your brain. But sometimes, let's say you're highly angry, then that's almost paralyzed, and you go after something that you're stuck with. So that's interesting. So so that's something to watch out. So so think about a situation when you become highly numb about your emotions and others' emotions, and maybe trying to avoid those situations would be very important. Okay, can you move on? Wow.
So this is our symbol. Obviously, like
we like to win, which was pretty apparent earlier. And I think this picture really represents that pretty well. It's like our only option.
Wow. So does everyone like this photo? Wow, okay, nice. So you gave all in to something that you want to achieve, and finally you achieved it, right? So that's what I see. Okay, great. So this will happen, right? So give them big hands. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Type 4s. Do we have enough time? We have some time. These are like. Yeah, give them hands.
So we're type 4s. A lot of things we like are art, music, peace, kind of, everyone liking each other, being a part of something. People watching, very observant of the world, but not judgmental. Just always being aware of what's going on. Some things that we dislike are rude people. We kind of don't like when people kill our vibe, at least for me personally. Confrontation, that seems to be a big one around here, but yeah, if people are like beefing in front of me, I'm just not a part of it at all. I like to keep the peace, and I like to stand back and watch.
Just once, can you go back? I caught a word that you mentioned. You mentioned vibe. Can you repeat that part?
Which part?
Someone you like, you don't like someone who interfere or your vibe.
Yeah, like.
All right. And they can be, because they can understand deep emotions, they can be good counselors as well. But if they do it all the time, their energy will be drained because their alone time is very important. So type 2s can go all in all the time, but type 4s need some space.
Yeah, same with like seeing a deeper perspective in a conversation or just in a general aspect. It's always looking deeper than just
Right. Yeah. Okay, you wanna just one. Does it work now? No, it's dead. Okay, let's go without it. This one stand. I think at least we will use this. Yeah, thank you for speaking up. So.
I just wanted to say that, my major just related to sociology. So when you had talked about counseling and personal depths, like that's something I was like, wow, it's very relatable.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, they tend to have a very small number of close friends because they feel that not everyone can understand their perspective, and they look for something deep. So if something is too shallow, they detest themselves because it's a waste of their time. Okay, so and if you earned their trust, I feel that you are something. We'll see. Type 5s, I don't have it, or we don't have type 5. Anyone who did it later, do we have any type 5s?
What do you mean do it later? Because I got it confirmed on my phone.
You're type 5?
I took it again.
Okay, so you feel that you're type 5?
Yeah.
Okay, can you talk about yourself? I feel it didn't seem to be type 1. And he seems to be too highly intellectually curious.
Okay, I guess I'll just fill in the blanks here. What do I like or value? Well, type 5 is observer. So basically, like all of the people who have ever just dedicated themselves to knowledge and the pursuit of, basically the enjoyment of knowing things. So I haven't called that like knowledge or intellectualism because I don't really care about being considered smart. I literally just think this stuff is cool and I do it because it's cool. And as for what I dislike is anybody who gets in the way of that. So like sort of things that aren't true. Like
Can you plug that back in? Let's try.
Okay, I can speak up.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this works.
So for dislikes, just really anything that would get in the way of pursuing truth and understanding the world. So maybe someone who would really annoy me is someone who would prefer to appear like they're capable than to actually be capable. That would annoy me. And we do a lot of similar things as type 1 because it's ultimately a lot about like being capable and striving for understanding. But I think type 1 does it because they want security within themselves. And type 5 does it more just out of the intrinsic value of what they're chasing.
So one thing that type 5s appreciate is to put puzzle pieces together. So that piece can be a piece of knowledge, and they also tend to like actual like Sudoku or actual puzzle matching, because it is important for them to understand what's going on, how the world is operating, and so on. Would you agree?
Yeah, like I love chess.
Yeah.
If I listen to music, it's not like it's like the most stupidly complicated music that nobody likes. Yeah.
So you remember, everyone, you remember the situation that I gave you, let's say the little brother situation. So would you ask who beat down your little brother, or you want to understand the situation?
I probably want to understand.
Understand first. So it's likely that he's a head type. All right. And one of the greatest, because of the time, maybe I will explain, and then if you want to add, you can add. Yeah, type 5s are, let's say, there are some nicknames. One is observer, so they are very good at observing, and they know what happened and so on. And that's but one thing that's lacking is that they sometimes, not him, but type 5s tend to lack taking action. They know everything and they know the background knowledge, they know where to go, but they don't speak up sometimes. And but that's a bit frustrating as a person who is a teammate of a type 5 in a team situation. So sometimes or type 5s will flourish if type 5s can become a leader or can speak up, and sometimes lead a group. So that would be very important, I guess.
Yeah. That's definitely a difficulty.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I only ever butt in when people don't know what they're doing. Like when two people are kind of like struggling over something and I know the answer, I'll tell them. But otherwise, I'll just kind of let them figure it out.
Right. Yeah. But sometimes the world needs your action, because nobody is understanding. But type 5s know everything. They sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. So they have very good memory. They take pictures in their mental images, and they can share what happens in very detail. So I think we need to utilize those strengths. And so type 5's development direction is type A. Type A is to become a leader. That's very important. Anyway, yeah. Anything you want to add?
No, that sums it up. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you. Type 6. Wow. So type 1s are highly detail-oriented, but type 6s are really good at note-taking and so on.
everybody.
Oh, just one. So it's not working. Let's try. Let's Hello. Oh, yeah, there's a AV issue. Can you speak up?
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
So, hey guys, we're type 6. So, I think the best word to describe us are loyalists. So, we value personal space, loyalty, honesty, commitment, leadership, hard work, curiosity, and responsibility. So, yeah, I think that's
Okay. Type 6, the nickname for type 6, one of those is loyalist. They are loyal to a brand, people, and many things. And also, safety and security is very important to them. Who will speak about dislikes?
Okay, what we don't like is being caught off guard or being unprepared. We don't like to make decisions. We especially don't like change. Things that are disorganized, chaos, when people are fake. We also don't like unwillingness, reluctancy, and people that are disloyal to us.
Thank you. Yeah, can. Who's next?
I can talk. So we, as type 6s, are really responsible, like to take care of the things we take care of, like to achieve things. And we do that obviously by being organized to achieve our goals. Being trustworthy kind of goes hand in hand with the loyalty thing. So because we like loyalty, I think trustworthiness follows that. It's something we value. Obviously, because we're very like genuine and we like when people are genuine, I think being committed kind of ties into that. Like when you're genuine about something, you'll be fully committed and passionate about it. And then obviously, hard work is a big characteristic of 6s, and being like genuine and real.
Yeah, many types are hard workers, but in terms of getting things done in a sincere manner, would be I think the type 6 has a strength and type 1 has a strength. And let's see. Yeah, sincerity is very important to type 6. And because of the desire to be safe, and also out of their sincerity, they sometimes predict disaster. If they can see certain things that can go wrong, they try to tell people to be ready, to be prepared. But that sometimes is misunderstood by others because they come across as negative people, and then they are kind of shut down by some people with power. Have you had that experience before? You had. So you just wanted to alert them, but you are shut down. So that's something to watch out, and so that sometimes they need some tactic. So that's something that probably we will need to build as a skill set. And also sometimes, what they really seek is a safe word. And also because being safe is important, also being orderly is important. There's a reason that there's a laws and regulations. If people don't follow those, they feel that why do they exist? And if they break it, then the world may collapse. So they don't tend to jaywalk, and also because of the safety, they tend to try to find out where the exit is. Especially when they go to the movie and so on. Do you agree? So and also they have, because having a really good leader is important, because the leader's influence is great, and they because they seek a really good umbrella so that they feel safe. Sometimes they build authority issue because they try to see and sense whether the leader is trustworthy or not. If the leader is not perceived as a trustworthy leader for them, they sometimes are in trouble because they sometimes become whistleblower against those leaders. And I have seen cases where they get into trouble. So when you have the urge to to be the whistleblower, do it carefully, tactfully, to protect yourself. So type 6's development direction is type 9, a peacemaker. So if you can do those things in a peaceful way, that will protect you. So that's something to keep in mind. And because of time, maybe let's, can you explain, somebody explain, and let's move on. Who drew this? Yeah, can you explain?
I did the cat. I'm not sure who did the other one. I did the cat because cats are very loyal, but they're also very cautious with who they trust. They're also like very knowledgeable. Like they're the best. They're very good hunters. Yeah, there's a little 6 on the color.
Yeah. So 6 is a bit complex in my point of view. They are really good friends, trustworthy, but she mentioned they are hunters. Sometimes they can be hunters, right? So, and they are highly thinking-oriented people, so they can dig in a lot of in-depth information to find something out. So, yeah, sometimes they are scary people because they dig in. So anyway, so you have those strengths as well. You can use those as strengths, and also at the same time you can try to control, especially when you want to confront the authority. If you can do it try to do it in a peaceful way, that would be really good. All right, thank you. And then type 7s, we don't have the time. I'm sorry, type 7s. We'll do the remainder part next Tuesday. Raise your hand if you're type 7. Here, okay. So let's do it on next Tuesday. There may be some assignments, so I will send that out via announcement. Right? Thank you, everyone.